Hi, my name is Natalia and I'm coming to you from Denmark, and this is my knitting podcast. I was planning to record once in 2 weeks, but since summer started and um, we need to move soon, that I don't really find the time for recording this video faster. So now it's kind of like 3 weeks, but then I'm looking back for how much I need through these 3 weeks, and I think that during the winter I was making that amount in a week. So I think that's because of lot of stress and because it's warm and I don't feel so much up for knitting when it's so much warm. I still making this. Like it's my main hobby and main time um, when I have time to myself to relax. But these 3 months went and I don't have so much work made. But I will start with what I'm wearing, and this is tea. It's called Monica Gilbert tea. It's by Sari Nordlund. I was test knitting this pattern and I think that this turned out great. I was showing this previously in my podcast, but now this pattern is in Ravelry, and you can buy and download this and knit. I think it's a great pattern and a great fit, and it's go with a lot of clothes, with summer clothes. To this year I wasn't imagined that I will knit summer tops or t-shirt. I was thinking that it's something strange and not really usable, but now I see that it's actually great. So this t-shirt, this tee I knitted from sock yarn. It's merino nylon, and it's really great. But this feels like this is super wash, and it's on that scale when it's not feel that woolly anymore, and that's not too warm for me to go in this. Maybe I will don't go in this when it's really warm, but I live in Denmark. Really warm in Denmark is not really connected words, but that's what I'm wearing for today. And now I will move to my finished objects. I don't have a lot of them, but I have some. I will start with that what I was showing before. This is Verse socks, again by Sari Nordlund. Before I had just one, now I have two. Doing the test knit I finished just one, and then I had a lot project going on, so I didn't cast on second, but then I feel like I want to have a complete pair, not just one, and then go to another when I have time, because I already have some socks like that on my shelves what's not finished yet. Well, this one is finished and then I lose interest to them, but this one I like, so I finished two, and this will be a present for one of my friends. She told that she likes colors, and I think that that will really suit her. And I have plenty socks, let's just face that. So, and I'm not stopping to making them, so some should find some homes. So again, this is Verse socks by Sari Nordlund. I will put some pictures on the screen that you can see this better. And you always can find more pictures on my Instagram and on my Ravelry page, and I will link all them in show notes. Yes, so this is my first finished object. I think they take around 50 grams of yarn, because this was more light fingering yarn, and pattern called for fingering weight yarn, and the pattern is going for 60 stitches, so that's why I take light fingering yarn, because normally for my socks I'm knitting them on 56. So I decided that lace pattern and 60 stitches can be too much for me, but I use recommended needles. The pattern called for 2.5 millimeters needles, but I use lighter yarn and the fit is great. I really like. And yeah, now I'm just thinking why I wasn't knitting pretty socks like that from begin and came to them just now. But that's really nice, and that's my first finished object. My second finished object, it's also socks. There is podcast on YouTube, it's called Crazy Sock Lady, and she decided to make this year a sock camp, and she have rules that you should choose if you making socks on a deep ends, on a magic loop, on short needles, and I decided to start with deep ends. The deep ends was, that's my deep ends I have. This one is 2 millimeters, I believe. Deep ends was the way how I learned to make a socks. I never learned how to make a socks when I was a kid or teenager or something like that. I made this just when I recently picked up the knitting, and I really hadn't no one around to ask how to knit the socks. So I teach myself how to knit the socks by deep ends. I think I find out some recipes how to make them and some video on YouTube. That's really easy now. We are really lucky to have all these videos on YouTube and learn things about knitting so easily. So I take the yarn from my stash. It was Regia Perfect. I don't remember. They don't have names. They have just numbers of the colorway, and it's on. You can find this on my project page. I knit from this colorway one before for myself, and my mother told that she really liked that sock, so I immediately went back to the shop and pick up one more ball. It's really easy to make from this Regia Perfect, because it have yellow parts what you skipping, and then the label tell you how you do the socks, where you start and what yarn do you skipping, and you get 2 matching socks from the 100-gram skein. I normally have some leftovers. There are just one thing what I don't like about that way of knitting a sock, that I should start with cuff and going down, and my preferred way of knitting is to start from the toe and go up. There was one woman who suggested to me on Instagram that she also don't like knit cuff down, so she just I don't know, finding out how much yarn she will have left, and then rewinding skein and started from another end. But I don't think that was possible for me for this socks, because they will be for the present for my mom, and my mom have a bigger size of leg as I have, so I was needed kind of like try and figure it out how to make this a little longer for her, so there was no chance to do this, but I'm really happy that I made this. I also developed one more habit for myself. I start to get a walks almost every morning when I'm delivering my son to kindergarten. Then after this I'm going to the park. We have a really nice park not far from us with lakes, so I'm delivering my son to kindergarten, then starting some music, going to park, and I'm knitting while I'm going. With deep ends it wasn't the easiest way to do this. Now I cast on another socks on magic loop and it's easier, but yeah, I really like to walk and knit the socks. It's easy I'm not watching my knitting really when I'm knitting the socks. There's maybe cuffs, but I prefer to do them home. I figured out even how to make a toe on the walk, but then I need to watch some of that because I make my toe by some like German short row toe, so I need to look where I already have double stitches and to don't double them again or don't skip some, so that's not that easy. But normally I'm going quite nice with this. There was people who comment how I'm not falling while I'm knitting, but that's just because I don't really watching the knitting, I'm watching where I'm going. There was some even people who were stopping me in the park and was telling that it's cool how I'm doing this, or telling that I'm multitasking, but yeah, it's great. I think that this hour of walk it's like settled me for the day, and I'm also making some progress on the socks. I understand that that progress what I'm doing during this hour is not that big as if I will be just sitting and knitting, but I think that exercise is also really important. I normally making around between 28 and 30 rows doing one like hour walk. It's not that much. If I was home, I think I will make a lot, at least double that amount, but walk is good, socks is also good. So first sock for summer sock camp is done. I made them on DPNs. I reminded myself how to make on DPNs, but I understand that my preferred way how to do this it's magic loop. So I try this, but I believe that my DPNs going back to my bag with needles, and yes, I will use them for something else, but now magic loop for me for socks it's a lot better. I really want to try this 9 inches short needles. I think I will also like them, but I really want to. I never see them in the shop until now, so I want to see them first and maybe try how that will feel in the hands, because I don't know if that will not be too small. I don't know, just try. So second finished object is done, and that's around how much yarn I have back. So this is this yellow, what's I believe that one was needed to be in between. Some more yellow is already not here, and that's pink what I had left. Basically, if you knit in this and you have bigger size, that will go here in the toe, so you will make more longer this plain stockinette part pink and then go into the toe. So, but my foot size is not that big, so I normally have plenty yarn back after this. So that's 2 pair of socks. I have one more pair of socks that I needed, but I cannot show you them because there was a small present. One of my friends is waiting for her first baby. It will be a girl, and I decided to make for her socks. I will put the pictures on the screen to show how they look. I made the socks for her, and I'm making socks for the mother, matching socks for the mother, but I will talk more about them in my work in progress. This socks was made by the pattern what I made, but I think I will go to releasing this more to the autumn, because that's summer is not great knitting time, I think. So that's how the socks look. I made them from Averata Classic. It's merino and nylon, and this bow is made it from mohair yarn. Yes. My last finished object, it's again test knit for Sari Nordlund, and this is Venice top. I believe. I'm not sure about name, but you can find the name on my um, notes and on my Ravelry page and on Instagram. It's not released yet, but I believe that it will be quite soon. It's really nice pattern. I will try to put some pictures of me wearing this. I really like how it's turned off. First I wasn't sure about yarn, but I see that before when I was knitting with cotton or linen, this yarn is blend cotton, linen and I believe modal. I don't know what it is, but I believe this was this three. I don't remember yarn now, and I believe I left leftovers in my project bag, but if you go on my Ravelry, there's always notes about this. So before, when I was making something with cotton yarn or with linen yarn, it was fabric was quite rough, and you can see all ends. After wash, the fabric don't really change, so it wasn't block out so nice. But now I think they find out how to make nice yarn with linen and cotton. I really like how that turn out. This pattern is knitted, can't remember if it's top down. No, I believe that it's bottom up. Yeah, I believe that it might get bottom up, so you starting with casting off for the small rib, and then you making the body, then you splitting for the front and for the back, and back have this nice detail when it is opening, and I put this metal button. I had this in my stash and I had just one, so I think that was really good for this. I really like the fit of this, and I like the color what I choose, and pattern was really easy to follow and understandable, and I'm really happy with this top. I even think maybe I should make more tops for myself. As I told, before this summer I never was thinking that I will make a knitted tops or t-shirt or something like this. I made 2 of them doing this, I believe it's during winter, during spring, but still wasn't sure. But now I'm more and more up for this, and now I understand why people are making them. Before I was thinking I will knit socks and sweaters all the time, but now I see that I can open new places for me to find new project for knit. So I really like how that turned off. I believe that Sari will release this pattern quite soon, and yeah, you should find this and knit. It's really nice. So I believe that was all my finished objects. As I thought, it's not really a lot, because because it's summer. So that was all, and one more what I cannot add here because it's already not with me. But now I think it's time for work in progress. And during the summer I find out that I have some work in progress with just standing on my shelf with work in progress, and kind of like staying there. I pick up my that Twix sweater by Junko Komoto. I pick up to knit this, made maybe 5 or 10 rows, and put the sweater back. I finished my all knitting on another sweater what was testing colorwork sweater, and now I should stick it, and it's again just laying there. Don't know why, but yeah, but I'm casting on more pro projects, but smaller one this time. So as I told, I make this small socks for my friend's future daughter, and I decided to make them matching the socks. So the small socks already was gifted, and now I'm working on mother socks. The one sock is done, and another one missing maybe 20 rows, and then I should make this mohair bow, attach this and block this, and I have kind of like today and tomorrow to do this, because Friday I will see her last time, and then they move in quite far, so I don't know how often I can go and meet them, visit them. And yeah, and the baby should arrive in September, so I'm on the way to finish this. I was knitting the socks today on my walk. I will maybe try to insert some picture of this, and I made 32 rounds today because I was trying all my best. I thought I have maybe around 20 rows back, so it's just some plain stockinette, then some cuff, and then its cuff should be folded and sewed in, and then bow. So I really hope to finish this today or tomorrow. I believe that I will knit on this today when I will be editing the video, and after this maybe in evening or tomorrow I will make mohair bow and attach this. So that's my first work in the progress. Oh, and now I can show you the yarn. The yarn, it's like this. Don't know how good you can see this. It's Averata Classique by Filcolana. Really like this yarn. It's really soft and smooth, and yeah, I think it's cost around €8 per ball, 50-gram ball. It's not the cheapest yarn, but it's really soft and nice. If I'm thinking like socks for baby, it's just this yarn I can think about, or yeah, just that. From that what I try for now. Anyway, and now that's my walk socks, and also work in progress for Crazy Sock Ladies. When I started editing the video, I found out that my camera cut off the part of my talk, so I decided to record that part again. So I was talking about my next work in progress, and this is Dolores Socks by Sari Nordlund. This is the second pattern in her summer sock call, and she's making 4 patterns, and this is second one. I was test knitting them, but I really like the pattern, so I decided to make this anyway, even this is second pair for me. The yarn what I'm using is this Tweedy sock yarn. I don't remember the name right now, but that will be on my project page. And for now I make first sock. I will try to insert the pictures to you can better see this. And I basically just cast on and make the toe for the second one. But I hope to make this during this month, even that I don't know how to make it, but I will try, because I really want to make my way through all 4 patterns. And this is second, and 1st of June I want to have 3 needles to make a next pair. So yep, this is my next work in progress. Yes, my biggest work in progress now, it's one more summer top. This is test knit again. It's called I believe it's called Normand T. And this pattern have mosaic color work. That's not first time when I'm working mosaic color work. I make a shawl before that, but this is first time when I'm working with mosaic color work on the garment. And I really like how it's turned out. That T have really great construction. Oh, I don't really know how to show you this right. You work in sideways. This is back actually. Yeah. You starting with the sleeve. There is color work in the round here on the sleeve, but then on the body there is color work back and forward. So, but the mosaic color work is a lot easier as stranded color work, at least for me. I really like the colors what I pick up. This green color was already once a sweater, but then I don't really like it, this sweater. I pulled this in a yarn, was trying to make something else. It's also don't work out, but now I really like how that looking now. I know that it's look now a little crimpling, but that will block out after I will wash this. And the color work is really great. I have colors with me, what I'm using for this. This light color is a color what I used before for ballerina socks, and I have 50 gram left, so I'm using that. It's all what I have for now, but I need just for sleeves. I believe that I will have even leftovers from this 50 grams. This was yarn what I use for my don't remember. I need the sweater from this yarn, whole double with mohair, but I don't remember the name of the sweater right now. And as for me, they look really nice together and nice with this green. And I'm working now on the second part of the body and then sleeves, and then I done, and that's mostly that what I'm putting a lot of my works and what I want to work on. I don't know when the pattern will be released. I believe that we have a time for 20th of July. Yeah, I truly believe in that. So after 20th of July, but even now you can see the pictures of designer Instagram. I will link below my project page, and then you can through that find out the pattern and look how it looks. I think that will be really great tee for me for summer. I'm looking forward to wear this, and yeah, really like that. I also working some on my blankets, but not that much now. It's quite heavy and it's quite hard to work on them during the summer, but I put in a lot of work in my granny stripe blanket, and I'm trying to finish this until we move, to don't carry this like work in progress and all this yarn together, because now it's living in a basket and all complicated. And the last, my work in progress is, sorry, it's towel, kitchen towel, I believe. I started to make this last year, but then I never finished this because when it's getting colder, it's not dishcloths or towels what I want to work on. But this one, It's look like that. It's the back, it's front. It's a linen, I believe it's called linen towel by Pearl Soho. I will link this as again. And I struggled first when I pick up this because I didn't remember the stitch, how it should be made. First I looked on the fabric and was thinking that it just knit and pearls, so it's like rice pattern, yeah. But it wasn't. Then I started trying what it is and see that my fabric looked different from what I started. And then I get to the Ravelry. I made the project page for this, what I'm thankful for myself now. And I find out what was the pattern and just read and remind myself what it is. The yarn what I'm using, I cannot really tell you what it is. It's have like 2 strands, and I get this on some distache, so I have no idea what it is, but it is cotton, I truly believe. So I'm making this towel sometimes now when we are driving somewhere, but that's not that easy like socks, so I don't know how much progress I will have for this. I have some cotton yarn in my stash, what I bought with intention that that will become my kitchen towels, but there are so much sweaters and socks and mittens and shawls what I want to make. Then I'm not thinking to put my time in a kitchen towel, because I know that that will not be, how to tell that right, it will not be treated that nicely like a sweater or other things, and I will put hours and hours of work in this and that will get destroyed. So that's not what really taking my time now, but I will really like to go through that stash and make these towels sooner or later. Yeah, I believe that was all for today. I'm quite stressed lately because we need to move and I'm starting new education in September, and all connected with this. It's quite hard, so I don't know how often I will can put video now and from September, but I hope to keep doing this every 2 weeks. As we see this time it's not went so smoothly, but I will try to do this next time. So I think you're all doing good, and I wish you all good knitting and good time relaxing during this summer. And yeah, I'm looking forward to see you next time. Hi.